Do you know something? Nearly 4,112,444 humans live on this beautiful terrain of the planet. It is situated in the south-south geopolitical region of a country called Nigeria. Here, you will experience a life-changing cultural experience as it is predominantly inhabited by diverse tribes who tap daily into the richness of the land, crude oil, timber, and agricultural produce. It also houses the brightest minds with one of the highest numbers of tertiary institutions in any Nigerian state. The experience and wealth of knowledge you will see in these fields are enormous, with full potentials yet to be realized. These people have learned to be resilient, resourceful, smart, knocking down on every door of opportunities presented. Life in this place can be much broader once you discover one simple fact. No matter where you come from, we all want to feel safe, happy, healthy, and empowered. Using what we have to influence and build our own things that other people can use. Welcome to Delta State, a story of the big heart holding hope in the hands of her people. If you want to see how hope in the people's lives has what it takes to get through anything, then this is a good place to start. Development is sometimes what it takes to improve the livelihoods of communities around you. To make that possible, public funds is indispensable. Here in Delta State, the transformation for societal growth begins with an effective deployment and delivery of public services and public funds. At the frontier is the Delta State government, integrated with World Bank and the European Union, improving the public expenditure systems in the state, enhancing opportunities for youth employment and access to socio-economic services through the SEEFOR project, the State Employment and Expenditure for Results. The aim of the project, SEEFOR, is set up by the Delta State government in collaboration with the World Bank and the European Union to enhance access to socio-economic services like creation of employment opportunities for youth, provision of grants for community-driven development projects in technical colleges and agricultural institutions, and providing public expenditure management systems through financial reforms in Delta State.
We try to create some assets at the local level and at the same time empower the restive youths came up. And the solution was the birth of the SEEFOR project. SEEFOR stands for State Employment and Expenditure for Results. That's how we got the acronym SEEFOR. Viewed properly, the SEEFOR project is not a project as such, it's a program of intervention. Because within it, it has various components and different types of projects, ranging from community, agricultural, small public works, technical education, to even public financial management reforms, which is essentially IT-driven reforms.
For this office, we had to do with the component B of the SEEFOR project, which dealt with the public management bill. This part of the project had to assist the state to produce the Delta State Public Finance Management Bill. Part of it was also involved with the production of our financial regulation and the State Treasury Manual. Those three components of the SEEFOR component B had been completed. It had been sent to the House of Assembly, passed through the ESCO. There was a lot of initial work on it by this office. Then it was sent to ESCO. ESCO approved. Thereafter, the governor sent it to the House for confirmation and assent. As I speak, I understand that that bill is before His Excellency for his final approval. Okay, there's another particular area which I have not spoken on, and that is the use of SAP by the Office of the Accountant General. The state was introduced to SAP by SEEFOR, and it has helped us to manage our finances from the budget aspect, preparation of the budget, down to payments, and at the end of the day, the production of our financial statements. As we speak, there is no payment that is done in Delta State that does not pass through SAP. So it captures it from the budget to when it is paid, so that it becomes, there's full transparency in our reporting system, which is very, very good and important to us as a state. So we are grateful to SEEFOR for that great initiative.
The SEEFOR entrance into the state, again, was to improve the financial system in the states. It's to ensure that there's accountability in the process of doing business government. So with SEEFOR, before now, it's like, why do you have to pay tax? Oh, people could evade tax, they want to, but when you deal with SEEFOR, you cannot escape it. You must pay your tax. And you must make remission to audit. You must also make remission to government. And so it's like, you can't escape it, as it were. And that alone has built the capacity of all those involved in doing business with government. Because before now, it's like, anything goes. And government is trying to build its resources, internally generated income. Because those who are making money from government are sort of evading tax payment. But with the coming of SEEFOR, these things will be streamlined. And of course, you must pay. We know about that, but I think it has made it easier because it's no longer a shock. It has been able to pad the way of contractors doing business in the state. And of course, the PFM, Public Financial Management regulations that have been set up in the state, a lot of policies and documents regarding financial management, procurement processes, re-engineering, sort of, because the state government has actually been on that for quite some time. But with the coming of SEEFOR and the intervention of the World Bank, a more robust system was set up to ensure that the state government is able to do business and, of course, comfortable in implementing activities that is needed to move the state forward.
SEEFOR intervention in this office of the General had done us a lot of good. Before SEEFOR came, we had a lot of gaps, a lot of issues, especially areas in issuing the annual audit report. And from then onwards, they did a diagnostic review of the existing structures and practices as it is and to be. And then they came out with a report, and from then on, things has not been the same. This year, the audit report for the Auditor General's report for 2019 came as early as April 29. By April 29, we have issued the Auditor General's report. It has not been this good, which means only 120 days after the end of the year, the Auditor General's report is out. I think the impact of SEEFOR is felt all around, not only in the audit institution, but across various MDAs in Delta State. My appreciation goes to the World Bank, the EU, the donor partners, and our amiable governor, His Excellency Governor Ifeanyi Okowa.
making this contribution for sustainable growth in Delta State. The SEEFOR project investments in public finance management have significant impacts on households, businesses, and Delta State's economy. Past a short, grassy slope by a roadside in one of Delta's local government areas is a small school where a quiet revolution is taking place. Walk down a few blocks and into what looks like a state-of-the-art office. You will see well-ventilated and spacious classrooms for learning. If you were here a few months ago, you would have a different picture, a rather ugly picture.
Before now, from record, it showed that the enrollment figure were low, but after intervention, it increased. Students here in the past do not pass their NAPTEP examination well, but with intervention, they started passing very well. Now, if you look behind, you see that picture there with the former principal and a student and a commissioner. During this period, when SEEFOR, the EU, World Bank intervened, our students continue to improve to the extent that here we produce the best students. And that's the picture you are seeing behind there. With the intervention of the SEEFOR, the EU, and World Bank, we have what we call production unit here. Only 2 departments are into production. Because of the equipment and tools sent to us, the welding department can produce burglary proofs, doors, windows, which some from the town come here to buy.
My name is Lawrence Marvelous from Ogo Technical College. I'm in Electrical 3, a final year student. And thanks to the European Union, Delta State Government, World Bank, and the SEEFOR for providing us with learning equipment. These equipment given to us have eased us with the learning processes. These equipment, we were only privileged to see them, like the past said before us, we were only privileged to see them on phones and not being able to make use of them, just learning in the theory aspect. But now we see them physical, we touch them, we operate with them, and we'll be taught on how to use them. So I want to say a very big thank you on behalf of my fellow classmates. Thank you very much, SEEFOR, Delta State Government, European Union, and the World Bank for providing us this equipment. I say thank you and God bless you.
Students must find a conducive and inspiring place to learn. One that SEEFOR project offers. Tranquility and space. Someone has to do. Emotions play a crucial role in both teaching and learning, which should be fully harnessed into the educational system. Restoring stable and global confidence in the nation's tertiary institutions shouldn't be far-fetched. Eclipsed by a business hub that is Delta State, SEEFOR is discovering the entrepreneurial side of young Deltans as they move in and build a scene around the state's resources. The ultimate objective of the scheme is to constructively engage the largest segment of the state's unemployed, while also serving as a stopgap arrangement before they gain employment. Youth, fresh and brimming with endless possibilities. You will know them by their slangs, their tenacity, their late nights, and the dream chase. When we dream of a better tomorrow, we think of them. They need the wisdom and empowerment of those ahead of them. And in turn, the nation needs their courage and power. The future of the nation rests on their quivering and naive shoulders. This is their youth, and it won't last forever. There is a need for a wake-up call. When you look at these youngsters, you see dreams and hope for the future. But without the necessary resources, knowledge, capital and support, some dreams only end in the mind. At Sapele Vocational Center, SEEFOR Project donated starter packs to graduating students to fund their hope for the future. Sapele is an agrarian community in Delta State. The hope for the Industrial Revolution. Here, young people are trained to acquire the technical knowledge of what it takes to contribute to the industrial growth of the region.
I graduated from Ofagbe Technical College. In fact, when I graduated when I ramped up, I called it hustle. What means to open workshop? No way. The principal can't call me say, so they make I come Ofagbe Technical College, come carry my engine. In fact, even myself, I never even believed that time. As we go there, I can't see the engine, my head big. In fact, I was so much happy. Now my parents even happy pass because they don't try their best. Now from there they go. They can't rent place for me, I can't knock on. From that side they go small. I call the girl boys. From there, and people like my handwork. That's why now, to God be the glory, I get 20 boys. I really appreciate the government. Also appreciate the SEEFOR, even the EU, the World Bank. May God bless them for me.
I attended Sapele Vocational Center right here in Sapele. So one fateful day I was at home, they called me that I should come to the center. So on my way there, when I got there, I saw some group of persons. They said they sent them from Asaba. After interviewing us, they asked if I will see somebody that will empower me, what will I do? I said I will be very happy. And I would like to train others also because I've learned a lot during the training. They teach us how to bake cake, snacks. So after 2 weeks interval, I received text message from them that I was one of the people that they chose. I really appreciate the SEEFOR, the World Bank, Delta States, then the EU for giving me all these items because I believe if not for them, maybe my husband will say, stay at home and be doing things or be selling bonds whatsoever. But today I'm happy. As you can see, I'm not a madam of my own. And I'm really happy that other people, they are under me, learning and doing other things.
One of the most important things we can do is to make sure we have a world-class human capital development for everybody. We must drive transformation, improve the quality of lives that grow into an equitable and empowered society. A vision the State Employment Expenditure for Results Project SEEFOR is awakening. Warri is the business hub of Delta State, with Asaba as its capital. A busy place that requires a good road network for good accessibility, security, easy transportation of goods to the main market. Over the years, residents of Warri South local government area have decried poor roads in the area and called on the intervention of the government to construct accessible roads. Once, there was a woman who has been terribly affected by the conditions of the road. In her voice and gestures, you could hear her pain and plight.
My name is Juliet. Now, Lomade. We tell this road no good. For one, for the say no market. If I don't go market safe, water I no go fit pass. My children say, if they carry they go school, there be 3. I go they carry them one by one. They put for junction. The road no good. If the road even for sale, wait till I shape for inside store. Say, they soak the rice. I put for inside rubber. Even as far as they stay safe, if the road fall, the bed they be say we put for grass for my children. They soak am. Now they don't do the road. Now the road don't better now. Market feed the corner. Where the road no good, we know they feed the market no deep. I don't do the road so the market don't the flow now.
The time my children they go school, if they book for road, the book they soak. Because they repeat book they buy. Now the road don't better now. Government, I thank you.
So this is Mama of the street, a landlady here in the street. She was amongst the persons that really encouraged me as a chairman. And in fact, we're always working tirelessly day, night, and morning to make sure that this road came to be. And she's been so wonderful. This is why I say no, the world must see her and recognize her too. If you ask anybody on the street, they will tell you, Madam Janet, she's been so wonderful. This is why I say no, the whole world must see her and know her. Even if she has not gone to London before, let her picture be in London, USA. That is it, because she deserves it. Thank you very much. Okay, Mama.
Thank you, Shaman.
Yes, Mama.
Shaman.
Mama, yes.
I was looking for money to clear my debts. Then secondly, I have a carryover that I need to write. Then I will pay his school fees. So I don't know what to do than to look for work. So a friend of mine took me to her uncle that made me to know about SEEFOR, that asked me to go and apply for the work. I was going for my lecture, doing the work. Anytime I have lecture or exam, if it's morning lecture, I will do the work at night, then go for the lecture or exam. That was how I did the project, I did the work, and I was able to graduate and go for my service. After the service, I was able to get a job with a university, and now I'm working there as a technical staff. And all this was a result of SEEFOR impact, because if not for SEEFOR, I don't know what my life would have been, or I may be a dropout. I want to use this media to appreciate SEEFOR for their efforts in my life, because I know that if not for them, I wouldn't have been where I am now.
And truly, when you talk about the creation of jobs, especially through the public works component of the project, I think more than 10 kilometers of roads has been done by the project. And if you add that up to what the state government is doing through its budgetary efforts, you will see that a whole lot has been given by way of support to the annual budgets of the states. The impact of the project, if assessed, must have produced a result far beyond what we even expected as a state that will be produced or gotten by the project. And the management of the project, to a large extent, has been so directional. Comparatively, the 4 states that they have piloted with, Delta State for me stand out as one of those states that must have achieved far beyond the expectation of even the bank. The project has created a whole lot of positivism for the state, and the objectives adequately achieved. So we thank the bank for piloting with Delta State, and we look forward to an extension of the program or the projects so that we can complete all that is outstanding.
This community was empowered with a cargo boat to meet the need of the residents for an effective and low-cost means of transportation. Farmers and residents now find it easier, cheaper and more profitable carrying their goods and farm produce across waters to distant markets for better trade. This is Patrick Duque, a fish farmer. He operates aquaculture on a high scale. From hatchlings to table size, swimming against the currents, passing through rectangular tanks, he raises the fishes to full harvest, achieving a higher level of self-sufficiency for his farm, himself, and his family. But this wasn't the story a few years ago. The fish farming business hasn't always been this good. It wasn't always profitable because most of the fish ingredients are imported, raising the cost of production with a low profit margin.
From the World Goal, they told us that the project is handled or sponsored by the World Bank, EU, the federal government, the state government, and other stakeholders. So, and all the while, we're very appreciative of what they're doing in our lives. That they're able to sit there in the ivory tower, think about us, and talk about a project and brought it to our grassroots. It's quite appreciative. And I think it's bearing fruit. It's not only this project we have here in this community. It is in party other areas. We have other refugees too. But like everything, maybe 1 or 2 will follow, but that is, we are doing well. you can score say 80%.
This opportunity in aquaculture is made possible by an initiative called FADAMA.
Now, when we began the collaboration between the two parties, that is SEEFOR and the FADAMA, we are given target to cover 25 communities from these 5 local government areas. And within a very short, we were able to accomplish that. Then the target was now shot up for us to add additional 25 local government areas, another 25 communities, making it 50. So in the course of us carrying out the activities, we were able to presently be able to cover an additional 10 local government areas as against the 5 that was initially earmarked for us. So currently we'll be able to cover 15 local government areas from this collaboration.
Pig farming, like every other type of agriculture, is not an exception from the benefits provided by the FADAMA project. It may surprise you to know that pork, the meat derived from pigs, is one of the most widely consumed meats in the world. Pig farming has the highest profit potential of all farm animals. You ask why? Because they cost little to feed and maintain, and produce meat in larger quantities than cattle or even goats. To benefit on a large scale from this lucrative agro-business requires capital that most small farm holders lack. In less than 2 years, you can see the high margins each farmer records on each pig. A livelihood is improved. In less than 5 years, the FADAMA SEEFOR project had hit its target of raising lack of access to electricity, good healthcare facility and clean water also threaten the residents of this community. Conducting medical examinations with poor lighting, unsurprisingly, poses additional risk to the patient. Electricity is especially important in carrying out reliable and rapid activity here.
3 years ago, we had contact with SEEFOR at Asaba, and they gave us the opportunity to apply for any project, and we chose a transformer, and everything went on smoothly. Before then, we were in darkness. The whole of this community had no light, and to crown it all, the standard of the light is quite impressive. We are very, very grateful for the installation of the 500 kVA transformer, assisted by World Bank, European Union, Delta State Government, SEEFOR, CDSIU. We are very, very grateful. We appreciate all the effort you have given to us. It's a leverage. There's progress in the living standard of this community as at now.
The implementation cuts across. We are able to coordinate, activities ongoing in the respective MDAs at the ministries, departments, and agencies. So it's a kind of pseudo monitoring of the activities that the international development partners actually give to the state. Again, these are our partners. They try as much as possible to address basic issues, being affecting, or rather basic issues that are relevant to the policies of the states, particularly socioeconomic activities that impact on the vulnerable persons.
Whether it's reforms in public finance management, community development and public works, vocational and technical training, or socio-economic services, SEEFOR project is putting into place social and environmental safeguard measures to ensure that environmental and social impacts can be easily managed to acceptable levels. The World Bank and the European Union have committed to the provision and release of the required funds through approval of credits and grants by their respective boards.